water, not a thought of giving in.
You are listening to the Seattle Shrimp Tank, coming to you live from the Business Accelerant Studio.
What does that mental stress do to the body, and how can chiropractic help?
At the most fundamental level, like when we've been talking about having a healthy spine and nervous system, when you have a healthy spine and nervous system, your body is able to adapt. This is all about adapting. When we talk about the thing that we care for, that we look for in the spine, we look for interference, and we have a big word for that. We call it a subluxation. Mm-hmm. And subluxation is basically a vertebrae going out of alignment or losing its normal motion, and then that creates that disturbance. Now, you can get all sorts of symptoms that go with that, or maybe you don't feel anything at first, but the muscles could get tight and whatnot. And ultimately, your body is trying to bring it back. And if it can't bring it back on its own, then you get this pattern of compensation that then sets up. So to go back to your question, well, then what causes a subluxation? In a word, it's stress. Now, there's 3 different types of stress that we see in our daily lives, and ultimately, I think that all 3 play a part. But you have physical stress, and we've been talking about physical stress, right, like the bowling ball and the posture. Well, sometimes it's like a car accident, and that's a massive physical stress that happens immediately, or it's repetitive over time. But you also have emotional stress, mental stress, the deadline that needs to be made, the IRS audit, those sorts of things. And your muscles get tight. Your body responds to that. And if your body is not healthy and adaptable, it's going to get kicked down. And all those areas that are weak links become exposed. And then finally, chemical stress. Chemical stress, we're seeing more and more of that these days when it comes to our food and to the toxins that are in our environment. And, some of these things we can't avoid. So we have to be even more vigilant to pour into our bodies and invest in our bodies so our bodies can be more adaptable to those things that we have no control over.